So Nintendo actually has a survey that they just came out with. This is actually very interesting because it involves the controversial method of playing their games known as the game key card. This was actually a completely foreign concept to me until today, but if you have a Nintendo Switch 2, you're probably very familiar with this kind of buying method. You know, back in my day, there was only one way to purchase games, and that was the old physical game. Then as I got older and started wearing my big boy pants, they came out with the digital purchase, and now it looks like there's kind of a hybrid way to do this that Nintendo has launched with the Switch 2, and yes, this is the Game Key cartridge. Now, I will get more into that in a little bit, but with this survey. Yeah, basically, Nintendo did launch this survey, so it looks like, well, I cannot actually access this. I don't think this survey is, like, expired or anything right now, because it looks like this has just been a thing. A lot of people are talking about it today, but I am seeing that this is region locked to Japan, so I don't know. That could be it, but people who do have access to this survey, they are saying that it asks a lot of different questions about the way that you download and purchase your games, and basically what your overall preferred method is. Overall, they're wanting to know exactly that, and they're asking questions like this. So this is actually from the Video Games Chronicle article that I will link in the description. They screenshotted this from the survey, and it looks like, yeah, they are asking about these game keys. They want to know people's opinions on having a physical cartridge that requires a digital download. They want to know what people think about having a physical cartridge that allows the download of a full digital game to their console, but the cartridge has to be inserted into the console to play the game, and the cartridge can be shared and resold. They don't outright say that this is the game key card that they are talking about, but that is basically exactly what this is. If we look on Nintendo's website, where they have a whole page dedicated to describing what these game key cards are, they say that game key cards are different from regular game cards because they do not contain the full game data. Instead, the game key card is your key to downloading the full game to your console via the internet. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your console and starting it up as normal. They kind of go a little bit more in depth here, but the bottom line is that, as I said, it's kind of a hybrid between physical and digital. And right now, it seems to be very controversial amongst Nintendo Switch 2 users. I think this is probably because they, might be cautious in just accepting something like this, even if they don't want to participate in it, because they think that, maybe this could overtake physical over time. That's my assumption anyway, and yeah, if that is the case, that would be a bit scary for game preservation, especially because to me, even though these game key cards, from what I can see, literally just look like a Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge, it's really not that. It doesn't actually have the game in it. It's just basically got like an access code or a key, almost literally a key to the game. And this is new to the Nintendo Switch 2, by the way. It does not look like they had these on the first Switch console. This does seem to be enabled because the Switch 2 does have the always online feature. That's how they kind of enforce this whole game key card thing, so that you can't just play it while in the meantime sharing it with like 100 of your buddies. But yeah, people definitely have grievances with it because it's not really physical. You don't really own the game. And I'm sure people are nervous that something like this could replace physical sometime down the road. But thankfully, Nintendo, they have opened this survey. So if you do feel that way, feel free to check that out. Just again, know that you might not be able to actually access it if you don't live in Japan. I have still yet to confirm that, by the way. But yeah, Nintendo, they might be in for a bit of a rude awakening to see what their fan base really thinks of these game key cards.